Omnidog and the Minister of Comics talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat with a name like that, you think they talk more about the facts. Better days, better days, better days in the BatCave.
Heyo, and welcome to Omnidog's Vault presents Baturdays in the BatCave. I'm Omnidog, joined by the Minister of Comics, who is impeccably on time.
I got here just as the theme song was ending.
Perfect.
I couldn't find my headphones anywhere, so it's taking me a while.
Okay. My voice sounds weird. What's going on here? Okay, so how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. I feel okay, which is always good. Let's see. We got Sazmurf. Hey, buddy. Seaplane. Oxmeat Pete. Here's the guy that Mark Spector, Jake Lockley. I get tons of great recommendations from him. Max Appleman, my buddy from the Netherlands. Matthew Guy says we need money trees for all the trade paperbacks, HCs, and omnibuses that you suggest on the show. Well, they're suggestions. So, Kenny Crayley, heyo. James Abel with the hard-hitting question. Do both of you have anything planned for Tyler's birthday coming next week? Maybe something to do with a brand new spider in my face.
He is turning the big 4-0, so.
Oh, he's going to be 40.
I'm not saying that's exactly true, but it could be true. I like to mess with Tyler that he's 40 years old.
It's truthy enough.
He's close. He's very close.
Yeah. What day is it exactly? Do you know?
I have no idea. I'm glad that he said something. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. Well, the good thing is I'm friends with him on Facebook, so I will know the day.
Oh, right. Yeah, same. Chat, what day is Tyler's birthday, please?
I'm really bad at remembering friends' birthdays because I have to remember like family members, and I have to remember my wife's, obviously. But
right,
the friend that I want to recognize it, but I don't exactly remember the exact day unless it reminds me on Facebook.
Yeah. Aku, hey Jess, you recently did 2 reviews. Are you talking about the 2 reviews I did today? Which book was better? Well, Batman Detective by Tom Taylor is in my top 10 for the year. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow by Tom King is in my top 5 for the year. So that might answer your question. I think you are doing yourself a disservice if you don't read them both. It shouldn't be an either or situation. They're not expensive and both rewarding reads.
I think we're both holding out on a hardcover for Supergirl, though. I read it on Hoopla because I'm like, he's going to get a hardcover eventually, whether it's standard or hardcover deluxe. So I'm just going to hold out. I did really enjoy it. Jess and I had a good conversation about the ending, which you don't want to spoil, but we like how it's a little bit ambiguous. It's kind of up to you how. I don't think it's a spoiler to say that, right? It's just a little bit.
No, I think the ending's up for interpretation, and I think he did that, obviously on purpose. Chris Brogan, how's it going, buddy? Stanley, my plan for Tyler's birthday is to get him banned for 30 days from the game we play together. Tyler's been killing him so much he got an official warning from game administrators that his play was too toxic. Yeah.
Like, because you're on the same team.
Yeah, and that's all they do to each other is try to figure out ways to kill each other and get each other angry. And it's, I think I've showed you some of the videos that Stanley makes, and Tyler just goes bonkers. It's so great. What is up, Cycle Cleveland? Chris Original Recipe. Hey, buddy. Kenny says we need more Superman omnis and collected editions out. I would even love to have a Superman family omnibus or deluxe hardcover. Good point. Look at Jess pumping out an innumerable amount of quality videos in a single day. Yeah, I thought I'd try something different and just put out 2 short videos in one day and see what people thought. I don't know. We'll see. I had fun doing them. August 11th is what I have on my list. Okay. I haven't seen it yet. I believe Taylor saw. Did you see the first episode or more?
I watched the first 4.
The first 4.
Yeah, so the 4th episode covers whenever he goes to hell to get the helm from the demon.
Okay.
I'll say this: I like the comics. I think like the show even better than the comics.
Really? Wow.
Here's why. Don't hang me for blasphemy. Here's the thing.
Wait, let him speak.
Sandman is really well written. A lot of the art is outdated and subpar, in my opinion. And I almost wish it was like redrawn by modern artists, because it like the Sandman Overture by J.H. Williams, that matches the brilliance of the scripting. I just feel like a lot of the art's just okay, and it's not really as imaginative as it could be. And so it's really cool to see these stunning visuals. That special effects are awesome. I think they have $15 million an episode, I think it was.
Whoa.
And it looks like a movie every single episode. Like, it's really, really well done. Like, the cast is great. I love Patton Oswalt as Matthew the Raven. That was a really great casting. The guy who plays Dream, I've never seen him before, but he's great.
Guy who plays who?
Morpheus. Sorry.
Morpheus. Oh, okay.
The guy who plays Morpheus is really good. I just think they decided, I don't know if it's because they couldn't have the rights to John Constantine. They have Joanna Constantine because she was in the past in one of the stories. Yeah. And so they just go with her, which makes sense because it's not, I don't know if what the rights are with DC and things like that. I'm not really sure. But there's a couple changes made, but for the most part, it's really faithful. I think it's really, really good. I haven't heard a fan say they disliked it. Someone who loves the comic.
Yeah. Okay. I need to watch this.
I think you'll really, really like it, Jess.
I'm excited for it.
I've heard the 6th episode, which is about him and Death talking and hanging out. I heard that's the best one. I'm sure you'll like.
How many episodes are there?
There are 10. It covers the first 2 trades, which is Preludes and Nocturnes in the Doll's House with the Corinthian.
Okay. Lloyd, always stepping up to the plate. Thank you, buddy, and reminding me that organic price books, you can use my code Omnidog for $2 off, and a big savings, 5% off shipping 3 or more books together. Omnidog, ship it together. Thank you, Lloyd. I tend to forget that stuff, so I appreciate it. Whoops. So that made me fall behind. Okay. Johnny says, bring on another Baturday. We'll try our best to keep up with the both of you. Okay. Not sure. Okay. Currently reading Once and Future HC, and it's really good so far. That's another book, Aku, that's in my top 10 for the year. I think it's awesomely awesome. I totally dug it. Dial Spear. Read anything deserving of the root beer bucket lately? Ha ha. Have I read anything I truly hated? That's a good question. I've read some stuff that didn't grab me, but I need to find those because I'm going to sell them. But I don't think I've read anything I truly hated recently. I'm trying hard to think of what. Wait, let me see. Let me go to my Goodreads. It'll tell me what I've read.
I'm looking through mine too. I'm trying to remember. I can't think of anything in the past month or two that I really, really hated. Wait, Jess, have you read Breakneck yet? The hard case crime comic I told you to read? You should read that.
No, I haven't.
Ooh, one that I really hated. I think my least favorite book of the year is one that you actually liked, is The Passageway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it's kind of a setup book. I have no idea what it's setting up. I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what the point of the book was. I wish it had been a bit longer. I didn't get it. I really didn't enjoy it. The art was really good, but the story made no sense to me. It was trying to set something up, not really sure what.
Yeah, and I dug it. You know what I didn't dig, and I'm going to try and sell in the group, is Squarriors, Volume 1. It's basically a bloodier scurry. The idea is the same, that humanity's wiped itself out and all the little creatures have formed alliances. But there's a lot of animal bloody death in it, and it kind of turned me off to it. Whereas Scurry, while good-natured, it also had more of an interesting story, I think. So I wouldn't dump root beer on Squarriors, but I'm selling it as soon as I can.
Oh, you know what else I hated? It's like a couple months ago I read it, was the Trinity War part of the Trinity War aspect of Jeff Johns' Justice League run. That was a chore.
The Trinity War, is that the one with
all the different crossovers and everything? It was just, what a pointless story that was. And it ends with the Injustice Gang, or not the Injustice Gang, the what's that
Crime
called?
Syndicate?
Yeah, the Crime Syndicate coming in. That part was cool, but the other part was like, oh my gosh, it was so long too.
Was that the one that dealt with Pandora and Phantom Stranger wearing Judas coins? Yeah, I didn't care for that either.
I mean, the other parts of the run are good, but that part was just what a chore to sit through that was.
Yeah,
I just wanted to get. You ever have a like reading really fast to get through something, not because you love it, because you don't want to read it anymore.
Yeah,
you want to read the next thing.
And just seen episodes 1 through 3 of Sandman, so good.
The good thing is you don't have to worry about spoilers, Jess. You already know what happens.
Yeah.
It follows exactly the comic, so it's except for a couple things, but you don't have to worry about spoilers.
What's heresy, Rose Gray?
Probably what I said about liking the show better.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I just stick to the whole visual thing. It's just that's my opinion about the visuals. I don't think there's that many people who can argue with me that the art of Sandman isn't unbelievably fantastic. I mean, you could say that you enjoy it, but I think I don't think a lot of people read Sandman just because of the art.
No,
that's just my opinion.
I agree with you.
That's why I didn't get the Absolute Editions. Absolute Editions is about the art for me.
Right. Yeah, and I didn't even when I was picking it up in floppies, the art felt a little janky every so often, and more often than not. And same thing with, I felt like some of Swamp Thing. I felt like the art was a little janky in that Alan Moore crossover. Some of it. I know Cycle Cleveland's in the chat who swears by the artist in Swamp Thing. So peace and love. Take it easy. Lloyd says, I caught the review of Supergirl. Isn't the SOP for collections to be TPB HC Deluxe Omni? I saw the first half of Human Target by Tom King is getting HC instead of trade paperback. I'm not sure what's, standard operating procedure. Woo! I picked it up on that, baby.
Nice acronym detecting.
Yeah. Who knows with DC? I mean, this should have been released as a deluxe just immediately. Why release it as a trade? I don't think there is a standard operating procedure for DC. Like we like to say, it's just blindfolded drunk monkeys throwing darts at the dartboard and hoping they hit something interesting. So I'm pretty sure this is a candidate to get a deluxe next year. And I hope it's not a standard deluxe, because that would be stupid. And that's not a deluxe. That's just a standard cover.
It's like The Last God. It's like The Last God by Philip Kennedy Johnson. Like, why was that a standard size hard? It's also $50 too. $50 for a standard size hardcover. I mean, granted, the makeup of the book was great and the extras were great, but like $50 for a standard size hardcover, just make it a deluxe, make it bigger.
Well, and the art was so great. I mean, I'd like an absolute of that.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get an absolute of that book in particular. I could be wrong though.
Yeah. let's see. Happy Batter Day, you bat hunks. Thank you, Hayden. Cycle says, I haven't watched Sandman yet, but I also haven't ever finished the series after trying at least twice. Okay, that's fair. Dill Spear, is Sandman a one-time thing, or will they be going through the rest of it in the future? That's a good question.
I mean, I think it depends on how well it does. I mean, Netflix is really well known for canceling shows, but I did see today it was the #1 show on Netflix, so that's a good sign. Yeah. I hope that they do. But the good thing about Sandman is that there is an overall thread, but there's a lot of self-contained stuff too. So if this is all there is, all right. At least it's pretty self-contained. At least the first two arcs are.
Kenny says, thoughts on Warner Bros. Oh, yes, I have thoughts.
I don't even want to talk about this. It's so confusing and stupid.
Yeah, I kind of am with Taylor on this, Kenny. It's just to take a $90 million write-off for a movie for tax benefits instead of actually releasing the movie. It makes sense in Hollywood, bean counter-wise, but it upsets me just to talk about them because it feels like they've been spinning their wheels for so long. They'll put out something really good and then they'll take 2 steps backwards. So peace and love, but I don't want to discuss it either. I can't think of another time.
Obviously, there's been movies that have been almost made that were never released, but never one this expensive, I don't think. I don't think I've ever heard of a movie almost $100 million that was not going to be released. That's such a big investment just to leave on the table. But the merger was like, what, billions of dollars? So, I mean, I guess that's a drop in the bucket when you're talking about billions and billions of dollars. I just never, in the history of film, I can't think of another example like that.
Well, and I'm wondering what they end up doing with Flash, since you just sent me a text saying that Ezra has a cult where he's grooming children.
And I want to say, I don't know how much of that is 100% true. That's just something I saw. I mean, but it seems like this whole story with Ezra Miller is fact stranger than fiction. So I don't want to start a story that's not true, but that's just what I heard, that he was grooming children and has a cult. Is it true? Maybe. Based on what I know about him, it definitely could be. But
yeah,
I have no idea. This story is probably going to be like a biopic at some point in the future.
Yeah. That'd be a 200. They want to save money. That'd be a $200 million write down if he wants to do that.
I mean, like, I never liked him as the Flash anyway, but this movie sounds so cool with the Flashpoint with Michael Keaton and everything. I care more about like all the stuff around it than him. Like, I never liked him as the Flash, to be honest. I always thought he was weird, but the movie sounds cool. I really want to see Michael Keaton back as Batman because I'm hoping they'll do a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton in the future.
Oh, and he was in Batgirl too.
Yeah, that's true. And
with J.K. Simmons and Michael Keaton, and there was somebody else that was a big name. I can't think of who it was. Here's Warren Weaver, polar opposite. How's it going, Warren? Dill Spear, like Shakespeare, since I'm an English major, but with a pickle pun at the same time. It was very clever in my head. LOL. Okay, Dill. Natural Bridge said the passageway was dope.
If someone can explain what happened to me, that'd be great.
Jess, whatever happened to that Jeff Lemire video you were going to make? LOL. I'm waiting for Kristen to finish the books, and then we'll do it. I'll text her after this. I finished the books, and we agreed that we'd do a joint, separate from the Omnicat show, a joint review of the books. So I'm just waiting for her. You thought you'd catch me there, huh? Is selling a bad book like getting someone to smell something that stinks?
No, because I feel like the smelling something that stinks is a little more obvious.
Yeah, no, it's fine to sell bad books. There's always a buyer for bad books.
Here's the thing. If you have a friend that you're selling the book to and you're telling them it's good and you're lying to them, that'd be bad. But if you're selling a book to somebody who you're not telling them how good it is or what the quality is, that's up to them to decide.
Yeah, totally agree. The only thing, Marcelo, the only good thing of Trinity War was that last page that kicks off Forever Evil.
Right, that's what I said. But the crime syndicate, that was the only cool part. The other rest of the book, I was texting you and being like, "Man, this is horrible. Like, this is just bad, bad, bad."
I want to see Gray Man. That's supposed to be incredible.
You haven't seen it yet. I need to watch that. And apparently, the new Predator movie called Prey, which is set with like Native Americans, like a couple hundred years ago, it's supposed to be really great because there hasn't been a good Predator movie since the original. So I would love to watch that.
Everybody in the Omnibros chat has seen it, and then they found out that there's a Comanche subbed version where all the Native Americans are speaking in Comanche, and it's subbed, so you can see what they're talking about, which makes it even more authentic and sounds really cool that they're speaking their native tongue. So
there's too much stuff to watch right now.
I know.
I'm trying to finish Sandman, then I'll watch Prey. I'm also watching a really, really good crime show starring Martin Freeman. Do you know who that is, Jess? He was like Bilbo Baggins in the Hobbit movies. He's a cop in Liverpool, and he's like on the edge, like he's about to like have just a mental breakdown. He's doing nights and everything. It's a fantastic performance. If he doesn't win an Emmy for that show, that's just terrible. It's called The Responder. Fantastic crime show set in Liverpool.
Let's see. I watched the first 3 episodes of Harley Quinn. Great.
I need to watch that too.
You did watch that?
I need to. There's just too. I can't keep up with all these things right now. I have to focus on one thing at a time. Then
and Max Appleman told me that he enjoyed Paper Girls. I know maybe some people out there don't, but Max and I have similar taste. But before I do anything, even Stranger Things, I gotta go back and catch up on Star Trek. That's ridiculous.
I heard Brave New World. Is that what it's called? I heard that's like unbelievably good. Is it called New Worlds or Brave New World?
Something like that. Yeah.
It's Pike back when he was younger, I think. I can't remember, but I heard that's really, really good.
And I still need to see season 3 of Discovery. And I've never seen any of Picard. This is crazy. That's the whole reason I have Paramount Plus.
Too bad. I think a lot of our problems could be solved, Jess, if our wives like to watch nerdy shows. Our lives would be so much better.
Yeah.
Our lives are pretty great, but they could be like 3% better if our wives are watching. Our lives are great, but they could be 3% better, you two, if you decide to watch the shows that we like too.
Let's see.
Strange New Worlds, says Lloyd Wong.
Strange New Worlds. Okay. Fiago, good evening. The only problem with Last God HC is the color on the pages are watered down. If you read it digital, the color are very bright and colorful. Okie dokie. I would love to see that in like an absolute or something.
Oh, Jess, speaking of Star Trek, I was watching on YouTube today. Patton Oswalt was doing his bottom 5 sci-fi movies and his top 5 sci-fi movies. And one of his bottom 5 was the original Star Trek movie. Do you agree?
I think Star Trek 5 was much worse. Star Trek 5 could be one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
That's not The Voyage Home, right? Or is that?
That was number 4.
Is that Generations?
It was the one right before. No, The Undiscovered Country was 6, and then Generations came after that.
Isn't Generations the one where Kirk dies by falling down the cliff in a cage or something?
Yeah. And this is what William Shatner has been preparing for his whole life, the death of Captain Kirk, and it is the least believable death scene that I've ever seen. It's like he's not in pain, he's not anything, he's just like, it was fun saving the universe. What?
Not as good as Spock's death scene in Wrath of Khan.
That was great.
Now that was a good William Shatner, him chewing the scenery in that movie.
Oh yeah. But 5 is impenetrable. It's ridiculous. It's got it's written and I know it's directed by Shatner. I don't know if he wrote it, but it's juvenile. It's sophomoric. It makes no sense. The props they use. Kirk has a gun at some point that looks like something you and I would have made out of in Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
With like tubes and stuff. It was just like, what? So I think Star Trek 1 had a lot of redeeming qualities. Is it the best one? No, obviously not. But 5 is way worse.
Yeah, I think Star Trek has a very uneven movie history. It's like some are good, some are really bad.
Yeah. Tasty Melon here with me eating pizza. Thank you, buddy.
Is that when you chipped your tooth? No, it can't be because you have the Omnidog O behind you.
Right. That was earlier this year, I think, when Patty brought me down pizza because I was starving. Ezra Miller is going to have a disturbing Netflix true crime documentary about them soon.
That would be, I would watch it because I have a hard time understanding what's even going on in his life.
This is a good question. Omnidog and Minister, how do you guys pronounce Constantine? Because I hate how they do it in Sandman. I already complained on Minister's Instagram, and he already told me that it's how Brits do it.
Yeah, in the UK, they say Constantine. We say Constantine.
Constantine.
And he said that bugged him. And I was like, you know what? That's how they say it. So you can't really be that upset about it. Because that's
in Sandman, they say Constantine.
And that's what I've heard Cy Spurrier said. I've heard Neil Gaiman say it that way. I think most people in the UK pronounce it Constantine. Whereas in the US, we say Constantine. So it's just a matter of where you live and where you're from that determines how you say that.
Yeah.
It's like aluminum. What do they say? Who's the one who says aluminum? Or I forget what it is.
Aluminium in Australia.
In Australia, that's what it's like that. It's like, that sounds really weird to me, but that's how they say it. So whatever.
Sherlock sent me a video of a guy who was going to an interview and he forgot his portfolio. And he said, and now watch me do it in Australian. And the interviewer was like, "Air no, you forgot your portfolio." And he goes, "Air no." The word no has like 8 letters in it if you're Australian. It's so funny. Oh, Brendan Fraser is the other big name in Batgirl. That's what James Abel said.
Whoever thought that Brendan Fraser would be a big name again? What a shocking turn of events.
So I turned to this channel and you say you're doing a joint. Hi guys. A joint. What does that mean?
I think Jess wished he was, but we're not.
No, I don't like joints.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't like to get I haven't gotten high since 1985 at a Bruce Springsteen concert.
I never have, so I have no idea.
It's probably my least favorite thing to mess my head up.
I like to get high on Wild Cherry Pepsi.
Yeah,
Tyler likes to get high on Dr. Pepper.
Right. Hell yeah. Forever Evil is straight trash.
No, I was talking about Trinity War. Not
Trinity War is straight trash. Yeah. Gray Man is too much action. If you cut out the action scenes, it would be 7 minutes long. Okay. Predator. Here's
the funny thing about Jess being a reviewer is that he cares nothing about other reviews. I think that's the funny thing. I think it's the funny thing about you being a comic reviewer is that nobody else's reviews matter. You just like, I don't really care. I'm just gonna watch it. That's the funny thing about you doing reviews. Listen to what I have to say, but I don't care what anybody else has to say about it. That's the funny thing about your channel to me.
As far as books or movies,
I think anything. Like you're like, I'm just gonna watch it. I'm gonna read it and judge for myself, basically.
Yeah.
Like whenever you see opinions that you don't agree with, you're like, okay, and you just move on because you don't care. I think it's really funny.
Well, and I also
kind of care about my opinions, but other people's opinions.
Yeah.
People that you know, but for the most part, you don't really care about other people's opinions about stuff.
No, and I purposely don't watch anything on YouTube because I don't want to get my reviews influenced by what somebody else says. I want to come up with my own opinion. Yeah, like that. And I totally dug Spy Family. That was a great anime that Gio's been telling me about, and Tyler made me watch it. It was.
Have you been keeping up with Dragon Ball Z after Tyler's visit?
Hell no. Oh my gosh. Johnny says, I'll be seeing Prey after watching DC League of Super Pets tomorrow. Looking forward to both. I really want to see DC League of Super Pets. Natural Bridge. Do you think the Tomasi Batman reprint is worth picking up? Never read it before. How does it compare to the Snyder run? I love the Snyder Capullo run.
I think it
Tomasi
pairs
Batman,
really well.
Is that the detective one?
No, that's the Batman and Robin omnibus. You need to have that. It really pairs well with that run. I think you really have to read that, Snyder's run, and Morrison's run kind of together, because Morrison's run, the end of his run, Batman Incorporated, really ties into both of those things. There will be some issues that don't make as much sense if you don't understand the basic history of what's going on.
Hayden says, I hear the 2 new animated shows are top tier Trek. Yeah, it had Spock's brother, number 5. Star Trek 5 had Spock's brother. Was it called Final Frontier? Yeah, Final Frontier. And God needed a spaceship or something. They tried to find God, and he needed a spaceship. The story made no sense. I only, as opposed to all the other movies, which I've seen 10 times, I only saw that once when it came out. So I'm forgetting a lot of the particulars, but it was awful. I remember the crew of the Enterprise at the end of the movie sat around a campfire singing "Row, row, row your boat," which has to be the lamest thing ever. What the heck? Final Frontier. Yes. ST5 was terrible. Yep. Yeah. Do y'all like the newer Trek films? I love them. I think J.J. Abrams did us a solid by making those movies. I love them. I know a lot of Chris Pine is, but I love them.
I think a lot of Star Trek fans hated Into Darkness because of the Khan twist.
Oh yeah.
But at that point, I had never seen Wrath of Khan, so I thought it was cool. I mean, maybe I would feel different. I know you don't, and you've seen Wrath of Khan a bajillion times probably when you were younger. But yeah. I didn't really mind it because of that. So I liked all 3 of those movies. I think the first one was by far the best.
I agree.
I love that first one especially.
Yeah.
The whole time travel thing and how they kind of explained how it's not a reboot, it's actually like a different universe, kind of like a different reality. Right. I thought that was really cool how these other characters still exist in this other reality. You don't just totally destroy everything.
And they were able to pull the original Spock into their universe, which was amazing. The Khan thing, I don't have an issue with it because it's different. I'm not interested in Khan, by Ricardo Montalban at this point. I want to see something new and fresh and interesting. So I just thought it was awesome. I didn't know that Benedict Cumberbatch was going to be Khan. And so I thought it was really cool.
I think people got mad mainly because they kept saying he wasn't Khan. They kept people oh, is he actually going to be Khan? They're like, no. I think that's what. But it's you don't want to spoil it. But I mean, whatever. Don't ask the question then. You don't want to
2,
know.
4, and 6 plus First Contact are the best Star Trek movies. 2, 4, and yeah, that's how it went. 1, 3, and 5 were just middling. 2, 4, and 6 were great, and I loved First Contact.
I remember being 9 or 10 and going to see Insurrection, and I was bored to tears. That movie just did not appeal. Star Trek's already a hard sell for younger kids because it's very philosophical. I think to be a teenager to really get it. I was very philosophical. There wasn't that much action. I just remember being like, I'd never seen Star Trek before at that point. And I was like, who are all these people? Why are they talking so much? Who's this guy with the yellow skin? It's just he's an android. Why isn't he more powerful? I just remember as a kid being like, what's going on in this movie?
And I had watched TNG Next Generation, so I dug that movie. But then there was a follow-up movie, and I can't think of the name of it. What was it?
Nemesis.
With
young Picard played by Tom Hardy.
That was the Tom Hardy.
Is he a clone or something? I can't remember what it was. Something like that.
That should have been a television episode. To make that a movie, it was not good. Not good at all. And I'm sorry that's how the franchise ended.
That's how I felt about Insurrection. It just felt like a extended episode that was too long.
Yeah.
Stuck on a planet. I didn't get that one.
I love that. movie though, but I get what you're saying. Potentially, Natural Bridge. Remember to ask what you and I talked about earlier in the day in our comments. Oh, yeah, ask about Flashpoint. Does Omnidog actually own a dog? Yes. And does Omnicat actually own a cat? She owns 2 cats. So there's nothing.
I don't own a minister, but I am a minister.
Cycle yelling. It says in the comic that it's Tyne. He says it's not teen, it's Tyne.
I think it's whatever you want to say. That's great. However you want to pronounce it, it's up to you.
As the secret decoder message from A Christmas Story taught us, no, I think it was be sure to drink your Ovaltine. Teen. Okay. And then he goes, a crummy commercial. Son of a bitch. I get the vibe that Minister isn't a fan of manga. If so, is there a specific reason? I'm not crazy about it either, but there's a few I'm interested in trying out.
Yeah, I think Jess and I are kind of in agreement. The right to left thing definitely kind of messes with it a little bit. And I've just never really found one that I enjoy. It's also, I just have so many other things. I'm a big novel reader. I read a lot of comics. I can't add a third thing to my reading list, if that makes sense. I already have a spacing issue. Like Jess has a space issue in his house. And so to add on a third collecting hobby would not be great for me.
Rose Gray, what are you doing to me? You're on your soapbox here. The English pronunciation for Constantine would be correct, especially for a British character. It's the racist American exceptionalism that would disagree. It's cultural arrogance. We're mispronouncing a name. That's all. We're not dumping tea.
They already left, so there's no point in talking about it.
Jiminy Crickets, lighten up.
I think I also said that you can pronounce it any way you want. Like I wasn't trying to say one way or the other.
Yeah,
say whatever you want. I don't care.
Just relax. The new Star Treks do a great job of doing throwbacks to the original series. Strange New Worlds does the same for an important original series episode. I've got to see it. What D. Manchester, what did you guys feel about the Batman movie by Matt Reeves? I personally thought it was the best Batman movie since it was really God in terms of comic accuracy and references. What did you think of it?
I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to decide if my favorite is that or The Dark Knight. It's hard for me to really, I have to see the Batman. I've seen The Dark Knight so many times. It's hard for me to really compare in different ways. I don't really know. It's pretty close though. Neck and neck for me. I really enjoyed the Batman.
I think that is a pretty high compliment because I feel the same way too. The Dark Knight was amazing, but I loved this Batman because I loved Robert Pattinson's performance. I've said it before. I like that he was not mopey, but he was withdrawn and uninterested in anything as Bruce Wayne to do with with Wayne Enterprises. And he kept that same persona. He was downcast. He was downtrodden. He was searching for vengeance, and obsessed with it. And he was like that as Bruce Wayne, and he was like that as Batman. So there was no acting in public like a person he wasn't. He just acted like himself, which I thought was a good job of acting and a good job of writing. I dug that movie, and I'd be happy to see it again and again.
Here's what I'll say. I think The Dark Knight might be a better film, but The Batman's a better Batman movie because it's more focused on Bruce Wayne, whereas The Dark Knight was more focused on the Joker,
right?
In my opinion. But I really love all the side characters. Colin Farrell as the Penguin was a standout for me. I thought he was fantastic. He's such an underrated actor, in my opinion. He's really, really great. I thought Zoe
Kravitz?
Zoe Kravitz was great as Catwoman. All we had until now was Michelle Pfeiffer. I didn't like the insane Catwoman brought back to life by cats nibbling on her dead body. I just never, even as a kid, I'm like, what is going on here? And so I like a more comics accurate portrayal of Catwoman. Like the Batman Year One. She looks very similar to she did in Batman Year One. I thought everybody else was great. I loved Andy Serkis as Alfred. I want to see more of him in the next movie.
Yeah.
He was barely in it, but he was still great as Alfred. So I think everything was great. The visuals were great. I think the best looking Gotham by far. It was like you could tell in the other movies that the first Tim Burton movie, it was obviously a fake set. And with the Dark Knight, you could tell it was Chicago. Dark Knight Rises is set in Pittsburgh, so I could see all the Pittsburgh elements in it because I'm from here. And I thought this is the first one that felt like it was actually its own city. And so that was really cool. Right. I thought the Riddler was really interesting. I liked everything about the movie.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. James, let's make a list of opinions Jess doesn't care about. The first person on the list would be Omar.
I think we kind of did a video about this, unpopular opinions. That kind of ties in.
Yeah, I think so. Kenny, Peter J. Tomasi's Green Lantern, Batman and Robin, and Superman Rebirth runs are amazing. Yes.
I think he's one of the most underrated DC writers, in my opinion.
I agree.
I think a lot of times, like Mark Waid and Jeff Johns get that love, and they're fantastic. But I think Peter J. Tomasi is up there for being one of the best modern DC writers.
Let's see. Jess, are you still not taking recommendations? Because I have an anime one for that you'll like.
For you. I have an anime one for you that you'll like.
Oh. Okay. It's set up differently than it was in the chat. I'll take a recommendation about one anime. Peace and Love, just one. I'll take that recommendation. You told me to ask this on the live stream earlier, so I'll bring it up again. Do you think Flashpoint is something I need to read if I want to get into the Flash? I hear a lot of mixed things. I thought he asked me that on in a comment in one of the videos I made today. And I said that would be a good thing for Taylor and I to discuss. And I didn't know you wanted to read Flashpoint to get into the Flash. Flashpoint is necessary if you want to get into New 52. The problem people have is there's a lot, as a typical event, there's a lot of tie-in stories like Canterbury Cricket and all these weird things that are extraneous. So my feeling is because they have now moved Thomas Wayne into the current reality, so to speak, for DC, you should read. I would just read the Flashpoint issues that deal with Flash.
Just read this.
Yeah.
And to understand Flash in New 52, like Jeff says, and Rebirth too. If you want to read the Rebirth stuff, Barry Allen stuff. If you want to read like the Jeff Johns and Mark Waid, Wally West stuff, you don't have to read Flashpoint. But if you want to get the new Barry Allen stuff, you have to read Flashpoint. And if you understand Tom King's Batman run, you have to read Flashpoint, to be honest.
Right.
It also has one of the best final pages of any comic I've ever read. It's one of my favorite Batman moments ever. I don't want to spoil it for you, but I think it's well worth the read. I just have the trade. I didn't need all the time.
Oh, is Night of Vengeance in that?
No, but I don't want to. I'll remember the moment with.
I already told Natural Bridge that since they moved Thomas Wayne into the current reality, he really needs to read Night of Vengeance by Brian Azzarello, because not only does it inform us as to who Thomas Wayne is, but it's one of the greatest Batman stories ever written. And I think if you just read Flashpoint that Taylor had and Night of Vengeance, I think that's enough in my opinion.
Yeah, that's in the Batman Deluxe by Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Risso.
Oh, right.
So right. I don't know if that's out of print, so I don't want to recommend this for people. I'm sure this isn't out of print. I'm sure you can get this easily, the trade paperback.
Yeah. And Night of Vengeance is awesome. Awesomely awesome.
And Broken City is good, even though nobody agrees with Jess and I.
Yeah.
I don't care what people say. I like that story.
Yeah, see, right? You're with me. I don't care what other people say. Let's see. Star Trek.
You've lost Star Trek fans, Jess.
You are correct. It was Be Sure to Drink Your Ovaltine. Jess has bested me yet again. No problem, New Spooey. Peace and love. Bloody new Star Trek shows aren't even watchable here in the Netherlands due to them pulling Disco from Netflix and still having not released their new streaming service here. Pulling Disco. Oh, Discovery?
That might, maybe, I don't know.
Hmm.
Oh, Discovery. Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oxmeat Pete with a confession. Okay, confession time. I'm an absolute nut when it comes to the BatCave. What's both of your favorite run story depiction of the BatCave in comics?
I don't know if there's a run about it, but I think of a story that involves the Batcave.
I feel like I just read a story recently where I just read a story recently where like the entire Batman family met inside the Batcave, and it was really cool, but I can't think of what it was. I'm trying to think of the Batman books I've read. Mine has more to do with what characters show up in there in the Batcave rather than the giant dinosaur and Penny, which was also a hilarious part in Tom Taylor's Batman the Detective. You'll see a representation of the dinosaur and the Penny, which was great.
I thought it was cool in the Court of Owls arc whenever he had to fight all the Talons in the Batcave. That was cool.
Yeah.
I agree. There's not really a story I could think of that really highlights it. I mean, you see the big panels of all the Batmobiles and, like you said, the Penny and the dinosaur. Maybe Ra's al Ghul breaking into the Batcave. And
run. That's right.
And in the animated series. I can't think of anything else right now, but maybe there is some untapped potential there, I think, for story.
Hola, gentlemen. Happy Baturday. Have you seen the new DC Multiverse Azrael Batman armor figure?
You're asking the wrong guys. Talk to Tyler Blunt about that. He was texting me pictures of it. I said, hey, I can see why you think it looks cool, but I don't like that design at all.
And I don't like that character at all. Hashtag fake Batman. But if you like it, Chicano Heat, rock on and get it.
I know a lot of people. It's a good-looking figure. I'll say that. It's a good-looking figure. It's just not a design and a character that I care about. So I'm not going to get it. But I can see why people want it.
Exactly. Jess, I appreciate you read comments exactly as written. Oh, we're back to Constantine time. I mean, you can pronounce it however you want. You can call Peter Parker Spiderman if you want to. Spiderman. I loved this Batman best. It was more simple, down-to-earth Batman. Damon Lewis. Jess, I'm telling you,
Have
either of you
watched Dragon Ball Z comment, Jess will skip it.
Yeah. No, Damon, peace and love. Thank you for joining, but it's not my cup of tea. Thank you, though, for being nice enough to join the chat. Have either of you watched the Orville? It feels like a Star Trek series. I think I'd like to. I like Seth MacFarlane. And is it a light comedy? Is there serious stuff in it? I don't really know what kind of beast it is.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. It's a great addition that you're doing OPB videos now. They're awesome and could use a voice that has a more extensive knowledge of comics. JP approached me about that Thursday night about doing overviews for OPB, and then he'd link them to my reviews, which I did for Batman the Detective and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. And it's fun. I enjoy it. And thank you, Natural Bridge, for saying that. Mucho apreciado. Muy apreciado. Chicano Heat, Pattinson's Batman is great and will only get better in the next 2 movies. Yes. Hopefully we see a lot more of Andy Serkis.
And none of the Joker.
That was a big letdown when Riddler at the end was starting.
That was the one part of the movie that really bugged me.
Yeah. I give Joker a rest.
Did you watch the deleted scene of the Joker? Don't.
Is it on stream? Oh, okay.
I mean, you can, but I don't like the design of the Joker. I think he looks weird. I'm just not a big fan. I'm just hoping they go in a different direction. I really want them to do Court of Owls. That would be awesome.
That's what Natural Bridge is saying here too. Yeah.
There's so many other Batman villains to do. The Joker's cool and he has a big place in the Batman lore and history, but man, he's been done to death. Let's do somebody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I took this personally because Omar said it while I was on his show Thursday night. Omar said Matter Eater Lad was better than Pharaoh Lad. Add that to the list. Isaac likes Tomasi's work on Nightwing. Yes.
We both liked that, didn't we?
Yeah.
I know I liked it. I can't remember if you read it too.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah, because I told you to read it and you got it for like $7 online. Isn't that what it was?
I think so, yeah.
Right.
Sasmer, if you want to get into Flash, try reading Mark Waid's Flash, which has an Omni coming out later this year.
You can't go wrong reading Mark Waid. That's
probably
a good
not
advice.
At all. Moshoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation is the anime. It was a Geo suggestion, and I loved it. Top 3 anime series. Okay, Aku, peace and love, peace and love. I will write that down. And let's see. Where's anime? Anime must be up here at the top. Movies to see. Do I have it under that? Yeah, I do. Return. Oh, what is it now? Moshoku. Mashoku. Mashoku.
We'll be here forever.
I'll just write Tensei.
Just take a picture of it.
It's all right. Okay.
This is like whenever you ask Siri a question and it takes us 20 minutes.
Oh my gosh. I'm 2 issues into the Garth Ennis trade paperback of Marjorie Finnegan, Temporal Criminal, and I'm loving it. I loved it, and I forbade the Minister of Comics from reading it. He's not allowed to read it. It is just too blasphemous for him. But I enjoyed it. But Garth Ennis's opinions on things really come out in that, and I think it would have been unnecessarily upsetting for Taylor. So yeah, I forbade him.
I couldn't get into Preacher for that reason, so I'll trust you with that.
Yeah,
I like mostly everything else by him.
I heard the mapping of the Flashpoint omnibus is all over the place. I made a custom Omni. I've got like 3 Flashpoint Omnis, and I mapped them out all perfectly. That's me. Broken City is great in my opinion. Yay, there's 3 of us now.
There's dozens of us.
There's dozens. What Joey Richards, you morning dog. Good morning. He loved Sandman. Here, you read this one. This is right up your alley.
Why are they called Ovaltine? The mug is round, the jar is round. They should call it Roundtine. It's gold, Jerry. Gold.
Wait, don't tell me that guy's name. It was like Bantha or Bonsa. What was his name?
Kenny Banya.
Banya, right.
Remember whatever Jerry owed him a meal, and they go to Mendy's and he gets soup. Soup's not a meal. And he's like, I'm telling you, you can get whatever you want. He's like, this is the meal. What's the deal with Ovaltine?
Batman comics stories involving the Batcave could be a nice topic for a collected edition trade paperback. There's a nice looking trade of Superman stories involving the Daily Planet. Orville was Star Trek with some comedy on first 2 seasons. 3rd season Hulu exclusive became pure Star Trek with sci-fi use as social commentary. That makes me interested now. That sounds very interesting. Jack did Joker best. I'm pretty sure you meant Jock, but you said
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. Jack. Okay, thank you. Been reading Dark Crisis, soon to be named Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths recently, and so far it's really not that bad. Artwork is great in this series. Mark Waid Flash $150, which is too expensive for 1,000 pages. Tom says, hey guys, have you checked out the current Robin run by Williamson? Such an amazing run, very fresh and exciting. Well, that's good to know. I'm woefully behind. I haven't read Death Metal yet, which means I haven't read any of Future State or Infinite Frontier or Crisis on Planet Q. I haven't read any of that stuff. So
we're about like 2 years behind at this point.
Yeah, I think I really am. There's Noir Wolf. Good to see you guys together again. I'm glad to catch the live stream. D Winchester was 75 on DCBS, which means it should be close to that on IST when it gets released. Stop naming those places. This is what we're doing here. Organic price books, $2 off with the code Omnidog. I mean, what are we doing here? Also loving Sandman on Netflix. Did y'all pick up Superman 78?
That's what I'm going to read on Hoopla.
I picked it up, and I'm going to get Batman 89 too.
I thought about picking it up. I'm going to read on Hoopla first.
Yeah, that's smart. Oh, Natural Bridge. Are you guys fans of Planetary? I know Ellis is controversial these days, but I just finished it, and it's a great read with some of the coolest art in any book I've read. This is a Baturdays favorite book. Not as I think you put The Authority above Planetary, right?
My favorite is Wildstorm. Wildstorm.
Yeah, by Warren Ellis.
Right.
But
I do like
where would it go from then? Would it go Authority then Planetary?
I don't know. I really love Next Wave. I'm trying to think what else I like mostly all the things he's written. Oh, Transmet's probably my second favorite. I love Transmet.
I'm gonna say that I did love Wildstorm. I think that I love The Authority and Planetary as my two favorite books. Those just get better with every reread, especially Planetary, because there's some deep out of the box concepts in there that you've really got to try and wrap your head around, which I love that a writer can have those out of the box sci-fi thoughts. It's awesome. Wait, what are you, Sasmer? Oh, no worries, buddy. I was teasing you. Larry, how's it going, buddy? Sadly, Orville is probably done, maybe for good. Seth M said it was on definite hiatus while he does the new TED TV series. Maybe a hack question, but do either of you, it's not a hack question. This is a good question. Do either of you have a favorite Batman run?
I know Jess's.
I
would say Tom King is your favorite.
Yes. And I think yours is either Snyder or Batman Mythology, but I don't think that counts as a run. It's just a book.
Yeah, I think the rest of it, there's parts of Tomasi's detective run that I like, but overall it's not my favorite. I really love Batman and Robin by Tomasi. I really do love that. I mean, I think it's really underrated. I like Snyder's run. I do think the ending isn't as strong as the beginning, but I think I liked it more than most people. I think a lot of people really don't like the last two arcs of Snyder's run. I like Tom King's run a lot, but I really like Batman and Robin a lot.
Nice.
I hope Zdarsky's will be up there once I read it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about that.
So what are you guys most excited in terms of toy news from SDCC? Which reveal got you most excited from various companies?
I didn't really keep up on. I'm really trying to cut back on toys that I buy. I think Jess is too. I think all you're doing is Spider-Man, right?
Right. And so that's why I had to get the Symbiote run. I'm sorry, the Symbiote 3-pack from Amazon. That was the big SDCC reveal for me. I love symbiotes. I love Spider-Man. Those are the only action figures that I'm going to be collecting. So that was the most exciting one.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else that I remember that I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get that.
Did you guys read The Last Ronin? If so, what did you think? Did you ever read that by Frank Miller?
Oh, I think he's talking about the new TMNT book.
TMNT. I'm in the middle of that. I haven't finished it yet.
I didn't get it because I don't have the other books. I think you can kind of read it without having read the other books, right? I know who the characters are, obviously.
Yeah, but they're dealing with a situation from the future in those books. And I need to get back to it because I'm enjoying it so far, but I've only read half of it so far.
Yeah, so I don't have the other books, so I didn't sign up to pick it up.
Speaking of organic price books, yeah, way to go, Kenny. I ordered Superman 78 hardcover, the 2022 printing of the Death and Return of Superman omnibus, and the Batwoman omnibus should be getting him in the mail next week. Did you use my code to ship 3 or more books together? Omnidog ship it together? Oh, that's interesting. Cycle hasn't been able to finish Planetary after multiple attempts. But Transmetropolitan is an all-timer.
I think Planetary, I mean, depending on how much of a comic knowledge you had before you read it, it's definitely not like the most new reader friendly, but I know you're not a new reader, Cycle. I don't want you to, in all caps, yell at me. But I think I read it first whenever I was pretty new to comics. And it didn't mean as much as returning to it again. So maybe you'll be in a different place in life and you read again, you'll enjoy it. But maybe it's not your cup of tea, and that's fine.
Lloyd says, I'm guessing, actually, you might be surprised with this answer. I'm guessing with space constraints, and since you got the trades already, you guys never got Volume 6 of Batman by Tom King. You start. Taylor.
I got it because I waited for years. I waited for like 3 years. Maybe it's 2 years. I don't know. It seems like years and years. So I ordered. I haven't gotten it yet because I have a couple other books that are older that are holding up my order. But I'm rereading the run slowly right now in anticipation of getting that 6th volume, and then I'll pick up the other 2 books coming out at the end of the year, Batman Killing Time and Batman Catwoman.
Right. What is Killing Time? Zdarsky?
No, that's Tom King. It's like a 6-issue miniseries.
Oh, okay.
Apparently he's doing another Batman stuff too, so he's doing more Batman stuff.
Yay. I think I bought the trades, and they are now going to be put up to be bought at the Omnibus Collectors Group because I decided I had to have the Rebirth Deluxe Volume 6.
I didn't want to pressure you because I know you're trying to upgrade, but that was one you kind of have to because you had the other 5. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
That would look weird otherwise.
I'll get some dosh from those trade paperback sales and put it towards Volume 6. Favorite Ellis run for me? Stormwatch run was great.
I think what else I really like. We both love Thunderbolts. That was a ton of fun.
Oh yeah, Extremis.
No, that was Iron Man. Iron Man Extremis.
Oh, what was
Thunderbolts? Was, remember with Norman Osborn and Venom?
Yeah.
That was like one of the most fun books I read last year, I think.
Right, and then he wrote Iron Man Extremis. Okay.
But yeah, Transmetropolitan. I think it's Wildstorm, Transmet, and Authority are probably my top 3 from him.
Did you say you finished reading Freak Angels?
No, I have them all. I read volume 1. Crap, where is it? Stupid room. It's here somewhere. I have some of the trades here though. But if you have time to read it in the near future, you can start it.
I'd like to. I have the box set, and that's one of the few Ellis things I haven't read yet.
Volume 1 is somewhere. I did read that before I left for vacation. I got off track reading novels on vacation. And then I wanted to read Sandman. Because I never finished Sandman, the whole series, actually. Mm-hmm. So I'm finishing that. I'm going to finish Freak Angels, though, too. I did like the first trade, though. I never disliked something by Warren Ellis, though. So I wasn't anticipating disliking it.
Yeah.
The hardest thing to understand, I think, from him is Injection. That was probably the hardest one. And I'm also kind of wondering if I should get rid of it because I don't think it's ever going to get finished. So
yeah. It's a beautiful oversized hardcover.
I'll hold on to it. And I like all of his Avatar stuff. I like Scars is really good. No Hero was really gross, but really good. That was awesome. Did you read Black Summer?
I think so, yeah.
I really like Wolfskin too. That was like an even bloodier version of Conan.
I haven't read Wolfskin yet.
Read Wolfskin. It's like it'll take you like 45 minutes to read the first trade.
Okay.
It's really, really fast read.
Roberto, just something for you to look forward to. Zdarsky's Batman and Ram Vista.
Ram V.
Ram V Ista. Ram V.
I don't know what his last name is hard to pronounce. I think he just goes by Ram V.
He just goes by Ram V, but what
V his last name starts with a V, I think, but I think it's like difficult for Americans to pronounce. I think he just does V.
But what book did he write? Zdarsky's Batman.
He's doing detective. He's doing detective right now.
Oh, okay, good. Babylon Shadows, what up? Good to see you. Which title from Dean do you think Hickman will write next year in Marvel? They teased it a couple of weeks back, but they haven't revealed the title yet.
I'm not sure.
I
heard a little bit about it. To be honest, I didn't really keep up with the San Diego Comic-Con stuff very much.
Yeah, I generally don't pay attention to that either. I'm excited that Hickman will be writing something. I can't think of what it would be.
But Jess, look at Psycho Cleveland's recommendation for Avatar for me. From Avatar. This goes against Jess's mandate for me. At 9:07.
Oh, 9:07. Jiminy crickets. I'm so far behind.
He said I should read...
Wait. Oh. Minister's up for reading Avatar books. He should try Spurrier's Crossed. Wish you were here. Nope, I've forbidden the minister from reading any Crossed. Peace and love. No.
I do like Cy Spurrier. Book that I did recommend on my Instagram and in advance of the Sandman TV show was his Hellblazer run, which was a part of the Sandman universe. That's a must read, I think. I want to get into the other books in that series. I'm not going to get all of them, but I think, should I get The Dreaming? Would I like The Dreaming? I like Cy Spurrier a lot.
And it's got art by Bilquis Evely.
That's the one by G.
No,
Willow Wilson,
this is
right?
G. Willow Wilson.
Was that good?
What, I haven't read it yet.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. The Dreaming, Cy Spurrier.
Yeah, Bilquis Evely. Her art was awesome in Supergirl, by the way.
Yeah, this is good. This was good. I like these books. The art was fantastic, and the story was really, really good. I dug these totally. Yeah, I can highly recommend these to you.
All right, I'm definitely gonna pick those up. I wasn't that interested. House of Whispers. I don't know why it didn't really seem. You said the Books of Magic wasn't very good from that run, right? From that string of books.
Let's see. I do have a video on it. I think Books of Magic was the weakest one. Lucifer was okay. I wonder if I got rid of Books of Magic already. I may have tossed it after my review.
You liked Lucifer, I think, right?
Sorry?
You liked Lucifer from that.
I liked it. I didn't love it. I thought it was very inventive and well written. Here's another one that he hasn't finished. Trees. I love Tom Strong. I do too. I'm going to go backwards to see if I can catch up on some of this. Like this video, please. Yes, like, subscribe, and comment. I use the code, Jess. Yes, indeed. Good job, Kenny. 5% off on those 3 books is real money saved. Our fireman from down under. Hello from the firehouse. This slide down the pole is for you, Jess. Reaper, no sliding down Jess's pole while the minister is here, please. Thanks. Did you guys get Wolverine Mezco Deluxe Steel Box?
I'm sure Tyler did.
And I did. That Wolverine is really good. I'm going to cancel a bunch of stuff from Mezco, but that is not one of the things I'm canceling. It was really good. Ram V's first issue of Detective was a banger. Wait. Okay, let me go back. Hello. Okay. in Cycle's opinion, Grant Brayfogle is probably the best Batman run. Just something for you to look for. I already read that. Oh, Isaac. Tom King's Batman is a masterpiece. Mwah. Peace and love to you, Isaac. Batman Year Zero Year by Snyder's pure perfection, especially Dark City arc. Yeah. If you guys haven't read Nice House on the Lake, you got to do yourselves a favor and read it. Tiny Onion is young and already one of the best writers working today. He's the one that wrote The Rebirth Detective, right?
Right.
Yeah.
He's doing a new Sandman universe title called Dream Country.
Awesome.
I think the Corinthians a part of it.
Ooh. What is the comic you dropped the fastest? For me, it was Insects. I only read the dedication by the author at the beginning of the book and went, nope. I actually liked Insects, but I totally get what, after the introduction she wrote, I get it.
What's wrong with the introduction?
I don't know. He didn't like it.
You said I get it, so I didn't know if there's something about the introduction that was controversial.
No, it's the book's about body horror with women and stuff, so it's kind of a taste.
The best body horror movie ever is The Fly.
Oh yeah,
that movie still creeps me out, man.
Help me!
Whenever he throws up on that guy's hand and it burns away, that part is that movie is so disgusting, but it's so good. That's a movie I can't watch late at night because that movie freaks me out.
What's the comic you dropped the fastest?
I don't know because I don't have them here. That's the hard thing because I got rid of them probably.
Right. We usually get rid of them.
I can't think of that. That's a hard thing when people say, "What's a comic that you hate?" Because I don't keep them, so it's hard for me to look around. Usually, the ones I look around are the ones I like. I can't really.
And I tend to I'll tell you right now.
I have a
Black
sale pile
Stars Above. Awful. I stopped about 3/4 of the way through. It was ponderous. It was nothing but blocks of text explaining almost nothing. I found it ponderous, dull, and boring, and didn't care about what the ending had in store for me. Usually I'll read a book all the way through so I can make an informed opinion. Nothing was going to redeem this book for me.
It's Drek, it's Dross, it's no good. It bugged him. As you'd say in your Bramble review, which I'll have committed to memory until the sun dies out.
Yes. Oh, here we go.
Oh no.
Next Imaginaut, 1 out of 2. Also, anime wise, you do well to try to catch. Now, I said no more recommendations. Next Imaginaut, Masaka Uasi's new film Inu-Oh, rolling out in wide theatrical release next week. For my money, he's been the most audacious and
Part 2 coming.
Part 2 of 3. Continually exciting anime mind of the past decade since Satoshi Kon's passing, and in spite of his avant-gardeness, has only increased his accessibility to Western audiences. I
feel like Next Imaginaut is a computer program that's trying to talk like a human being.
Praised him enough. I think every new project of his is a cause célèbre. Okay? I will take that under advisement. Very cool.
It's like, have you ever seen, I forget what it's like a sample script of they had a computer write a Batman script.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
Huckman will do a cosmic book. Maybe Guardians, Celestials, Eternals. Hickman is writing a big event. Here's a teat. What up, dude? The Hondalorian. Omnidog, my buddy Matt quoting you at parties we're at by randomly yelling, is that a hardcover? You're the man, Jess. Hondo, you're great. I really appreciate the fact that you and your friend randomly quote me at parties. That's probably the greatest compliment I've ever gotten.
Here, Jess, this guy made a computer program, watched thousands of hours of Batman movies and TV shows, and it collated all the data and wrote a script. Batman, this is now a safe city. I have punched a penguin into prison. Alfred, eat a dinner mattress, Wayne. No, it's Two-Face and no, it is Two-Face and One Face. They hate me for being a bat. It's just random stuff like that.
That's my gosh, that sounds great. Is Ellis's tamer than Crossed?
I don't think anything's worse than Crossed. Is there?
Yeah,
Jess?
It's tamer than Crossed.
Don't you have Crossed in like the secret box?
In the Call Omar Upon My Death box, yeah. Along with some Milo Manera books that my wife doesn't need to see till I'm dead.
Well, you said she can't see it when you're dead either.
Sorry?
Omar sees it.
Oh yeah, Omar's supposed to come up and get it. Have you guys seen Nope yet? And if so, thoughts? My movie buddy doesn't like scary movies, and I don't like going to movies by myself. So I'm gonna have to wait till it comes to streaming. I want to see it. The premise looks really interesting to me.
I love seeing movies by myself. You're not allowed to talk during it anyway. I always wonder why people struggle with that.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like
I'm not trying to belittle. I'm not trying to belittle your opinion. I just never understood because I'm like, we're supposed to be quiet anyway.
I just feel like it's so much effort just to go to see a movie by myself when in 4 months it's going to be on my television. So
like the movie, most movies you can wait until they come come at home. But like a movie like Top Gun Maverick, I'm so glad I saw that in the theater because that was like an experience. There's some movies, but yeah, I can wait. But I see what you mean.
Yeah. Cheese says, I greatly enjoyed Insects, but the introduction said that she wrote it entirely out of danger. Yeah. Marguerite Bennett is very... she's got a shell around her now that's hardened quite a bit, and it may not just be men, but she was one of the few people when I went to Baltimore with that I couldn't go to take a picture with her. I had to stay on the other side of the table. All the other creators were willing to take a picture with me side by side. So, and this isn't a criticism of her at all, because I get it. Some things must have happened to her that she's not comfortable interacting that way with fans. And that introduction, I think, goes a long way in explaining what her fears and experiences have been. So I'm not harshing on her at all. I just picked up on the fact that she has a bit of a hardened shell around her to protect herself, and she could totally need it.
You're the last person to judge someone for not wanting to be around people.
Can I take a picture with you even though I hate people?
You're like my new favorite creator. We both hate people.
Yeah, anger. Okay, that makes more sense. Not danger. Entirely out of anger. Batman by Kevin Smith. Actually, I read both of those books. I did dump. I think those might have been the first two that I dumped root beer on. I did finish them, but they were awful. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could think of like more like movies and TV shows. There was a movie that I almost left in the first 30 minutes of it recently, but I don't want to say because I know Jess likes it. So I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. Well, that's nice of you. Thanks.
That's the most recent one where I felt like I want to leave right now. I can't think of a comic right now where I really want to get out of my house.
Laughing my ass off. Jess tried so hard not to get political while answering my question. I'm so sorry, Jess. It's okay, Babylon. We just need to keep it light here. There's lots of different opinions here. I hope Hickman writes Trouble Part 2. Omnidog dragged me to safety when I was injured in Nam. Thanks, Jess. You're welcome. The world needed you.
He thinks you're old enough to be in Vietnam, Jess. Is that a compliment?
No. It's not. My brother was, but not
you were
me.
You were probably on the cusp, but not exactly. No, maybe not even on the cusp, really. Maybe towards the end.
When it finished in 1975 with the evacuation, I was 16.
Yeah, so you're maybe 2 years old. Well, weren't there some people who were? I guess that was probably World War II, World War I, where they were younger. Someone got passed when they were 16.
Yeah. Bavarian Rev, how's it going? Oh, is Lightyear out on D+? I've been wanting to see it. I actually don't know.
Yeah, it is, because I've thought about having my son watch it, but it looks a little too intense for a almost 3-year-old. So I'll have to wait on that one. It looks like it's a pretty action-heavy, maybe scary movie, so I might wait for him to watch that.
Jess is the definition of a nice person. I love to take a pic side by side with him. I totally get it with Marguerite Bennett. It was more of an observation and not a criticism, because I like a lot of her stuff. But it's clear that some things that she went through have caused her to push back and away from people. So I can get that. That's what I do. Yeah. Jess from Johnny, were you into Tarzan comics when younger? For example, Kubert's run with DC or Marvel's run that soon followed DC's? I did read a lot of Kubert Tarzan. I did. Triscotti. Hi, gentlemen. Have you read Mike Grell's Green Arrow? Must going through the first Omni, and it's awesome. I've heard it. Oh, and I'm caught up. I've heard a lot of great things about it. I own both volumes. I plan in the next 10 years to read it. But at 1,500 pages each one, I need to sit down and read Injustice first. That's the only Tom Taylor book I haven't read yet. Natural Bridge, do you guys still read any monthly single issues?
Nope.
No. No. Little Monsters by Lemire. Oh, I don't have that one. By Lemire is dope. Has that been collected yet? Is that what you're buying in singles, Natural Bridge?
Did you order his Robin and Batman book with him and Dustin Nguyen?
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that.
I was going to read on Hoopla and see what I think.
No, it's still singles. Okay. Just looks like Legends of the Dark Knight Jose Luis Garcia Lopez hardcover is finally getting released next April, according to Amazon. That's a problem, because my whole Dark Knight Tales of the Batman is full, and I'm going to have to figure out where to put that. Don't bother, Natural Bridge. Cycle is out of his mind with goiter. Don't bother.
This reminds me of the Seinfeld episode. That's all I can think of.
Goiter. So, bit of a lull here. What's the next book you want to read?
I need to finish the Sandman and finish Freak Angels. This actually was volume 1. I don't know why I didn't think it was. So I actually might read volume 2 tonight. You're kind of getting me in the mood for it. So hopefully we can read this soon together, Jess, or you can read around the same time that I do. So I read like volume 1.
You're gonna read it tonight?
I'm gonna read volume 2 tonight. I read volume 1 already. Because I remember I texted you saying, "Hey, let's read it together." And then I don't think you respond till the next day, and you're like, "Oh, I'm a little bit busy. Maybe next week." I said, "Oh, I already started volume 1. Never mind." So I started
I think
a little
I
bit
might
ahead
have
of
been
you.
sick.
Yeah, I think you had to read a bunch of books for Omnicat. You had like 5 books you had to read.
I do have to read Firepower, which I really want to read,
Ooh,
and then maybe I can
that's really
read.
good.
Good. That's what I heard.
Firepower is like a really quick read. You can bust it out like in a day. Even the thick hardcover is really quick.
Then why don't I read Freak Angels? Where is Freak Angels? Okay, I just filed it, but I know where it is. I'll bust Freak Angels out and read it next after I finish.
They made that into an anime too. Freak Angels.
Sorry?
They made Freak Angels into an anime.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. We'll have to see what we think of the series before we watch the anime.
Yeah, that's exciting.
I'm trying to think of what else. Here's a book that I love. I've been telling Jess to go get is Miss Tree.
Oh yeah.
I got volume 2 on the way. I love this book. It's all the crime comics we know and love today. Big Debt of Gratitude and Miss Tree by Max Allan Collins, who's famous for writing Road to Perdition, which became a really famous movie. This is about Michelle Michael Tree, who was a PI back in the 80s and 90s. Really great stuff. It's mostly with her tangled up with the Whatta crime family. She solves mysteries. She fights against the mob. And it's really, really fantastic. And I really, really enjoyed it.
Okay, I want to get it.
You would love this, Jess.
Okay, I'll get it. I'm trying not to get physical things that much anymore, physical copies, but that looks like something I need to get.
It's a crime book with a female star, so you kind of need it.
Yeah, you're right. I kind of do need it. You know a lot about Brubaker. What's your thoughts on this?
Well, now you do because you're also on his newsletter.
I am. Yeah,
that's a great newsletter, isn't it? It's fantastic.
I like it a lot. Yeah.
I mean, by omnibus, if you mean the whole series, Image doesn't do omnis really. That's not really something that they do. Will they do a deluxe in the future? They might. I have no idea. They could. They haven't yet. Would I buy it? Yes. And would I keep? That's the one thing I'd upgrade on and still keep the other books.
Oh,
because I love those. It's almost like crime novels. I love like the design of them. I like how have the pictures on the side. I think they'll look really good together. That's something I'd probably keep. All of those things. I told Jess I'm definitely slowing down and collecting, but the one thing I'll never ever not buy is Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips stuff. Mm-hmm. I'll buy that forever. So I'll probably even get a deluxe if they have it in the future.
Natural Bridge says I think Brubaker is still unsure about that.
I think they're having a lot of success with the hardcovers, like the standard size hardcovers, and it's a lot of money for them to pay out of pocket for the deluxes.
Right.
So they're kind of, is it really? And they've really been able to get into the book market, like at Barnes and Noble and other bookstores. I think they're just so focused on getting the books out there to other people too, that maybe the deluxes aren't as on their minds. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'll get a newsletter in a year from now where he says we're doing a deluxe of that.
Triscotti, those 1,500-page books are hard to read in bed. Right arm gets a lot of exercise. Just trying to keep that book upright and turn pages at the beginning. You need to get the laptop desk that I have made out of, I think, foam rubber and covered foam rubber. Some kind of foam. It's a laptop desk, but it's perfect for omnis. It fits right in your lap. And it's covered in a soft material. It is awesome. I read every book now, even trades I read on that thing, just because it's not, the trade's not digging into my knees or something. So there we go. Well, I'll let Taylor read this one because he's the one that got Greg Ruck on our channel.
I haven't been able to get him back on, so I don't think I'm that close with him. You guys need to reach out to Greg Rucka and find out what is going on with Black Magic and Lazarus. The delays are such a momentum killer. It's been over a year since the last issue of Lazarus. I know it's been a bummer. I know he wrote the Old Guard 2 script, and I think he was there for a lot of the filming. So I think the film stuff is going to be keeping him busy, and the comic stuff hasn't been coming as quickly. So I'm not really sure. I really hope we get more Black Magic. I did read the third trade on Hoopla instead of waiting for the hardcover to read. I like the third trade. That was really good. But I'm not sure when the next arc's coming out of Black Magic. But yeah, waiting for Lazarus has definitely been a pain. And not to begrudge them. I know it's a lot of work and they're doing it all themselves, but I hope they get to do it in the future soon. And I'm also waiting for a 5th Stumptown because they're definitely set in. Greg told us they were hoping to do a 5th one soon, and they definitely hint at what the 5th storyline would be in the 4th volume. So I'm hoping they get to it eventually. But isn't Oni having a lot of issues right now?
Yeah, they are.
So I'm not feeling too good about that one then.
Yeah. Triscotti, I'll put it in the description and just say laptop desk so you can go right to the one that I have. I have one for upstairs and one for downstairs. So I think you'll find them really comfortable, but I'll put it in the description so you don't search and get the wrong one. Favorite Spidey runs.
I haven't read a lot of Spider-Man runs. What I've read of Slott's run, I really love. I love Zdarsky's Spider-Man stuff. I'm definitely not the biggest Spider-Man expert. I feel like Tyler is a big Spider-Man expert.
Yeah, and Gio is too.
And Riley, I think, is a big Spider-Man expert. So
I really like Superior Spider-Man. As a matter of fact, I need to reread that. That's getting an omnibus next year. I really, really like that. So I'll say that's my favorite Spider-Man run.
That is really good. I'm trying to think what else I like. All the Ultimate stuff's really great, obviously. When's that next omnibus coming out? I gotta make sure I get that.
Which one?
Ultimate Spider-Man.
Oh.
I have that in the stack of shame to file away. That's why I forgot about it. I look at my stack. My stacks are so bad. Oh, I gotta file these things away. This is bad. I can do like 5 more minutes. That's okay with you, Jess?
5 more minutes? Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds fine. Taylor, sadly, perhaps for my sake, most of all, I am too real. I got that book cushion Jess recommended a couple years back, and I use it almost every day. That's awesome.
I saw yours in person too, Jess. I was at your house. It looked really
here. Let me go get it so I can show people.
Is it upstairs?
No, it's downstairs here. I have upstairs and downstairs.
Lazarus Risen number 7 has a release date for September 28th. Okay, that's good. Well, I hope we get a hardcover sometime soon because they have, was it called The World of Lazarus? Lazarus, I forget what it was. It was a bunch of short stories written by different people with different artists. Maybe that and the new Risen stuff could be a new hardcover. I'm not sure. That'd be cool. I really want I've been really holding out for Old Guard to be a hardcover. I haven't bought the trades yet. I'm really hoping for that in the future, especially because of all the movies. The new movie that's coming out. That'd be a great timing for
that. Here's what it looks like. And it's got a pocket on each side for your cell phone. And you just set it in your lap. And it props up the book. And it's perfect. I've read huge omnis and trades, oversized hardcovers on this dude. It's really great. And then it's got a handle to carry it. It's very lightweight. But I'll put a description. I'll put a link so you make sure you get this proper one.
Nice.
Oh, Sasmerv got it too. I got the same book cushion on Jess's recommendation a couple of years ago too. Maybe I should get them to sponsor me.
That's omnipillows.com.
You need one of those? Okay, I will put it in the description. I should put it in the description right now, so because everybody's all of a sudden going cuckoo. Let's see if I can.
In the infamous words of RoboCop, I'd buy that for $1.
Okay, let's see. Do.
It's always fun to watch Jess type.
Sorry, guys.
Soak it in, everybody.
Stupid thing. I'm gonna have to go back on my.
We'll do it live, Jess. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Fine. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Okay, I'll find it and put it in the description. It's all good. Okay, Natural Bridge, take care. Good to have you here. Oh, Thrill Reviews needs it. Okay. Definitely putting it in the description after this. I actually added another strip of foam at the top to improve the book reading angle, but that's just me. That's a good idea because it does, yeah, it could stand to come up like that. Nighty night, boys. You need to get a sponsorship dead with the laptop cushion company. I don't wish them dead. That's kind of scary. Evan, we'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Aku is interested in it too. That's awesome.
Jess, should we even do topics anymore? Should we just do Q&As?
I feel like you know, I feel like people we've had a consistent amount of people here, and I've noticed that when we're just chatting, it stays consistent. We get good numbers. And then when we start talking about books, it drops in like half.
Is that what happens to you and Kristen too?
Yeah. I think people sort of vibe on us just chatting with them, chatting with each other, getting them involved. I know afterwards, if it's a 2-hour show, people aren't necessarily going to want to watch it. But these are the most fun for me, is to talk to you and to bring the chat in, answer their questions, talk a little bit about them, about what they like and dislike and stuff. This is where I have a lot of fun doing this kind of thing.
As we head out in a minute or two, let us know in the chat and let us know in the comments if you're watching later. What do you guys prefer? Do you prefer a mixture of topic and chat, or just all Q&A and chatting? So let us know.
I think that Taylor and I both have the same answer to this, Chicano Heat.
Just do New X-Men, Astonishing X-Men, and then Uncanny X-Force.
100%. He is absolutely
Forget it. Correct. Forget anything else. Forget it.
That's all you need. X-Men, New X-Men, Astonishing X-Men, and Uncanny X-Force. So great. So great. You're here for the book recommendations? Well, we've recommended some. I think it's when we start giving a review of books is when we lose.
We haven't done a book review in a long time. We usually just do like a topic.
Yeah.
It also just got to be too much, like trying to coordinate our reading times and everything. It just got to be like homework.
Yeah, I think we imploded after the 100 issues of Superman we read.
Whenever we read the Peter Tomasi Superman stuff and the Action Comics stuff from Rebirth. Yeah, over 100 issues, and I wanted to never read Superman again. I loved it. I really liked the stuff. It was too much at once. Too much Superman.
Yeah,
like a week period.
I was kind of numb after that.
I couldn't look at Superman for 6 months.
What are your favorite flavors of potato chip? Let's keep it to 3. Do you have favorite flavors
of just potato chips or chips in general?
Potato chips.
I mean, I like the kettle cooked chips.
Yep.
I really like that. I'm trying to think of other potatoes. Like barbecue's always good. I hate what's that called? The salt and vinegar. Oh, that's disgusting to me.
That's funny. That's in my top 3.
I'm like that lady who fell in the grape stomping video.
Oh yeah.
That's like one of the first YouTube videos I ever saw. Wait, no.
She really hurts herself, but it's so funny.
I feel bad. I know she broke some ribs doing that, so I feel bad laughing. But
ow.
I love news bloopers.
I like dill pickle chips.
Dill pickle chips.
Yeah, those are good. I'll do a 2 for kettle cooked salt and vinegar.
I love when the news anchors are like, "Oh, I think she's hurt." Like, yeah, what do you think? Of course she's hurt.
And I'm trying to go through the chip aisle. I do love kettle cooked. Well, no, I'll do kettle cooked, salt and vinegar, and dill pickle. I also like spicy chips.
So barbecue chips?
Not that big of a fan of barbecue chips. It's just me.
I used to love those Snyder of Berlin barbecue chips. I can picture the bag right now.
Just a minister. Are you guys getting the new McFarlane Bane figure?
I didn't love it, to be honest. Did you see it, Jess?
Yeah.
I did. I don't know why it didn't do anything for me.
And
it also wasn't good. The new John Constantine figure sucked. Did you see it?
I did. On the toy groups, people seem to like it, but I was like, his face is a little bland to me.
His hair was like this, like puffed out on the sides. It looked weird.
Yeah, and his face looks sort of bland with no distinguishing features.
It seems like a missed opportunity. I really want a John Constantine figure to put next to my Swamp Thing, but I just didn't really like it.
Yeah. Coming out December 27th, Ultimate Spider-Man Volume 2.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's a long time between Omnis. I think it's been like a year.
When I don't watch live, I just fast forward until I see one of you holding a book.
We'll just hold up a book every minute. What's like that Mr. The Simpsons thing? Mr. Black.
Mr. Black. Camp Krusty. Audience participation is the best.
I'm sure we'll do topics still, but maybe we won't do it as often. When the inspiration strikes.
Yeah, both work for me. Starting earlier would be quite helpful for me personally.
I wanted to do the our dream books, like books we want to be published, but then my number one dream book came true at San Diego Comic-Con. The Gotham City Year One with Slam Bradley by Tom King. That was my dream book, and that's being made. So that was number one. So
Dean says, don't mind whatever it is. Like watching you guys talk and enjoy getting involved also. See, this is fun. I love this. Okay, important question. Favorite candy bars?
My number one is always going to be Reese's Cups.
Okay.
Those are my favorite. I love Butterfingers, and I love Twix. Those are my top three go-to.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go 100 Grand, Goo Goo Cluster, and then Peanut Butter Goo Goo Cluster, which is crazy good. Wow. Doug McAdams sent me some. Holy smoke.
My wife's favorite is Take 5. You ever had Take 5?
Oh, yeah. Those are good.
She really likes it. I'm trying to think what else. What would you get if you had to get like regular? I mean, like obviously chocolate bars and stuff are candy, but like the other type of candy, the non-chocolate candy. What do you go for?
Oh, non-chocolate candy?
I am excited because Skittles brought back the lime and not the apple, which was a crime against humanity 10 years ago when they changed lime to apple, and it totally changed the flavor of having all of them in your mouth, and it made me so angry for years. And they finally rectified that horrible mistake, and I missed the lime.
I think
Skittles is
Sour
probably my
Patch
go-to.
Kids.
Yeah, that's
I like
my wife and I love those. That's Sam's new favorite candy now. He just thinks candy is Sour Patch Kids now. That's what he calls candy.
Yeah, good. That's good. You're raising him right. I come for the sponsor plugs and stay for the chats. Thrill reviews. I think you guys do a nice mix of reviewing and tangents. The reviews give the show a structure so that the theme of the conversation is comics related. Yeah, we didn't really have time to come up with a topic this week, so we just thought we'd just chat with the chat and see what you guys wanted to chat about.
Yeah, we haven't really talked that much either personally, so I think we just wanted to hang out too. We've both been kind of busy lately.
Family Guy did a parody of that video where the woman falls. It's very funny.
Yeah, when Stewie's doing it, Stewie goes, "Wait, oh, stop."
Did they do a parody on Bill O'Reilly? Or are you just talking about how great the Bill O'Reilly meltdown?
I don't remember that on Family. Maybe it was. I don't remember.
That's got to be one of the all-time. If it's not, I think it's the best meltdown ever.
They definitely did the They definitely did the Stewie and the Grapes one. I remember that one.
This is for you.
Did you watch the latest episode of Better Call Saul? I've not caught up. I love Breaking Bad. It's one of my favorite shows ever. Better Call Saul, I admit it's well written. I admit that it's well acted. It just never captivated me. And so I've tried several times to watch it. I just haven't been able to keep up. But I've heard the last season's really good, so I probably will eventually. But like I talked about earlier, I'm watching Sandman. I'm watching The Responder. You know, watch Harley Quinn. I have to watch Prey. I have too much things to watch. And I have things to read too. So It's not exactly high up on my list right now.
Yeah. I have a friend coming over. His wife and daughters are best friends tomorrow. Have been our best friends forever. They're coming over for a group activity. The girls are, and Rick and I are going to be in the basement. And I said, "What movie do you want to see?" And he said, "Wait. So anything Marvel or DC Comics for movies,
or Anne with an E." The new Downton Abbey movie, which my wife went to go see with my parents because I said I'm not going. I'll watch the kids instead.
Oh, so good. So good.
Was it a good nap?
What do you think I should watch with him? Anything Marvel or DC Comics? Now,
I don't really know your friend, so I don't really know what like he enjoys.
Well, let's not care about my friend. Let's suggest it to me to see again. Like I could see the Batman again.
What about the Suicide Squad, the new one?
Oh, or I loved Birds of Prey.
I think Suicide Squad. I like Suicide Squad more than Birds of Prey, even though I like Birds of Prey.
You know what? Suicide Squad it is. That was great.
I think that one's a little more palatable for people who just want to watch a fun movie.
Yeah. I still love the cop.
The Batman's too long to watch. It's like a 3-hour movie.
Oh, yeah. Good
Might be
point.
a bit too long. I feel like Suicide Squad, I can't remember how long it was, but it definitely wasn't that long.
Okay, good. Suicide Squad it is. Thank you.
Don't care about my friend. Care about me.
I like Almond Joy. I do too. Almond Joys are great. You got to love coconut though, and a lot of people don't.
Yeah, I don't like coconut. I don't like the Paydays either.
Oh, Paydays!
There's no chocolate.
No, but it's all caramel with nuts.
I know, but I want chocolate.
Well, Sour Patch Kids are the best. I miss peanut butter Twix.
You know what my wife and I love for ice cream? I love Ben and Jerry's. Wait, what's it called? What the heck's wrong with me? It just dropped out of my head. What's your favorite Ben and Jerry's, Jeff? So I'm trying to think of what ours is.
Vanilla caramel fudge.
Oh gosh, what's it called? It has cookie dough. It has brownie. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot that.
Search for it and see if you can come up with it.
Okay, I'll text Kate. It's so annoying that I can't remember.
Not that I don't love the freeform discussion, but when are you guys doing the Batman animated series episode?
Don't ask me that question.
It has dropped off my radar and I'm watching other things, but I really don't have that much more to go. So I need to get back into it. I'm going to put a stake in the ground and say we're going to do it by the end of this year.
Wank, wank.
No, I really mean it. Penultimate episode of BCS airs this Monday. Wait, what's
Better
BC?
Call Saul.
Better Call
Half Baked. That's what it's called. Half Baked.
Oh, Half Baked. Yeah,
it's
okay.
So
good. We've seen that. I've seen that. Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. This is what you guys are suggesting. Men in Black. Johnny likes Frozen, Three Musketeers. Here's Craig. Craig, I don't have any recommendations to help you spend your money. Except I know you're going to get these two books. No, I'm going to have him watch Suicide Squad because that movie's great.
All right, I'm going to head out, Jess. You heading out now, or are you going to hang out a little bit?
I feel like I'm running out of steam here.
Last time you went to like 4 hours and I wasn't at the end of our last show.
Yeah. Please remember to go to Organic Price Books. $2 off with code Omnidog. and 5% off 3 or more books. Omnidog, ship it together. You guys are great. The chat was fun as always. It was always great to see the minister and catch up with him. Please, and I'll put the lap desk pillow in the description right after this. So you guys don't have to search for it. So, Minister, where can they find you?
You can find me at Minister of Comics on Instagram and on Omnidog's Vault. Every 2 weeks, maybe, depending on if we can do it. But hopefully more often than not.
Right, Aku, I will definitely do it. Craig Stewart, The Suicide Squad is one of my favorite superhero movies, so that's another thing we agreed on today. During Omar Q&A today, he was attacked over and over by spam bots, and during your show, 0 bots. Jess, you have one up from Omar. Nice.
Was Jess behind that spam bot attack? Probably.
They're the ones that always invade, love sex and dating site, and that's why you got to have mods. I need to give you mod power, or James has mod power, I think.
I think somebody else does too, don't they? I forget who it is. They're not here tonight.
Call me Top Gun 45.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah. So you can find me on Omnidog's Vault, of course. I'm doing videos for Organic Price Books where I do overviews for them, and then they send you to my review. So that's really nice of them. And you can find me on Instagram, omnidogs_vault. In the description, we will have all those links plus the laptop pillow desk, which is so awesome. So please like, subscribe, and leave a message if you'd like. Peace and love. Peace and love. We think you guys are great. Thank you so much for being there and taking part in our show. Peace and love.
Better days. Better days. Better days. Omnidog is the minister of comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the bad. Better days. Better days.